Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
What?
Shut that off.
Why?
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. All right, guys. I'm Michelle Asta.
Oh my God.
This is supposed to be Frankie Oso, my co-host. We are your hosts for Disturbed and Confused. Why is my screen so big? This is weird. Why can't I see myself?
I'm so
so
embarrassed.
big. This is odd. Anywho, yeah, I can't believe you just did that. That's a
You're
little...
supposed to let me know.
No, don't
because
put
this is
more
one of my favorite shows, and I was ready getting into it.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
You know that you have your most embarrassing moment in life? I just broke my own record.
Right.
Thank you.
Can I finish introducing episode 10?
Yeah. I insist.
This is season 2, episode 10 of Disturbed and Confused. Michelle Asta, Frankie Oso in the house. And I think he's a little confused. Maybe a little disturbed.
Right. Yeah, you know what?
Confused.
So I get a pass because it's the name of the show, right?
Yeah.
So
you're allowed.
I have to live up to my...
you are wearing the shirt.
I'm wearing it. I know.
You're wearing
I look so big.
You wear it
so
well.
big
I don't know. My daughter did this. I have to change.
Is that what you meant? Yeah.
I don't know.
Should I back up a little bit? It's better.
I don't know what's going on with the screen. I don't
like
know why
it. Nice
she
and clear.
did this. All right. Anyhow, so we are your host, as I said now for a third time. We are very excited tonight. Tonight we have, as you all have probably seen and guessed by the music, we have Mr. Butch Patrick is going to be joining us
the one
tonight
and only,
from the Munsters, Eddie Munster.
That's
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, right?
Absolutely.
I'm so excited for this, and I see he's waiting in the waiting room. I'm just going to give him a few more minutes, and we're going to save this for later. Guys, we're going to do the birthday shout-outs later.
Yeah.
Hey, Cindy. Hey, Karen. Good to see you. So
hello,
happy
ladies.
You're here. And I think we should just go ahead and bring him on in.
Yeah, I'm excited. Think? Yeah, definitely.
Did you see the title of the show? Ready for Eddie?
Eddie, yes.
Isn't that a
clever.
title?
That's why
Me and Bobby came up with that.
That's why you're who you are.
I couldn't do it without Bobby. So the one and only, are we ready?
Yeah. Do the unveiling.
Patrick,
hey, there he is.
In the house. Hello.
How you doing, Butch?
I'm doing great. Let me
just you look great.
My little thing out of here, and I know I got a shadow, but this is gonna have to do. I hope it's okay.
No, it's fine. You look great.
Yeah.
You look exactly the same as you did in 1964.
Yeah. That means all I heard was 1964. What?
So how is life for Butch Patrick?
Well, the good news is I'm actually having a very good life because whether you know it or not, I'm coming up. Not that I'm a big, heavy-handed, a treatment kind of guy, but I'm coming up on 12 years of sobriety, and
so proud of you.
Partying for 41 years from 1969 to 2010. So life is very good, and I'm happy to even be alive. That's the best part.
Oh, thank God for that. Fantastic. Wow, well, we're really proud of you.
Yeah,
good job.
It's a cool club to be part of.
You know what? Yeah. I agree with you. I have friends in that club, and I'm just impressed with everything everybody's, accomplishing in life. I think it's a wonderful thing. When you get that clarity back, it's just like, wow, Well,
the fun part about it is as you enter into it, the first year or 2, 3 years, whatever, you're still a newbie. But once you hit double digits, other people in the industry and other people that you admire that you may not have known were in the club start presenting themselves and introducing themselves to you. And all of a sudden you find these very cool people that you had no idea. I mean, some of them you did, but a lot of them you didn't. It's a very cool club to be part of. It really is. And there's a lot of very above the line entertainers in it and sports figures and just all kinds of powerful, good people that survived and are now being of service to others.
Sure.
That's right.
That's a wonderful thing. That's incredible. Incredible.
More people realize.
Yeah.
And
for you guys at home, if you have any questions for Butch Patrick, you can write them in the comments if you'd like, and we will ask for you. Hello, Ann. Everybody's joining in, saying hello. Karen, Cindy, all the girls are joining in. Hopefully the guys will be on soon. So, Mr. Patrick, can I call you Butch?
Please do. The day I was born, my grandmother named me that, and that's what I've gone through life as.
Oh, that's so
There you
sweet that
go.
grandma named you that. I love it.
Were you named after someone, Butch? That's one of your.
Nope. Just
Oh, okay.
my real name was Patrick Allen Lilly, and my mom's name was Patricia. My dad's name was Allen, and thank goodness Grandma stepped in and called me Butch.
Oh, okay.
Ah. Well, I love all
Thank
your
goodness for
names.
grandma. Yep.
Yes, good for grandma. So I didn't know you worked on General Hospital as well.
Not only General Hospital, the first ever episode. Well, actually, the first episode, and then I hung around for, I think it was a few months. I was Dr. Hardy's girlfriend. Her name was Katie, and I played her son. So it wasn't.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But it was kind of iconic. You know, it was kind of iconic the fact that you were on the first ever General Hospital. That was
Oh
good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. That, I mean, my God, General Hospital. It's not as big as the Munsters, but I mean, it's up there.
Johnny Mercer, right? Your character's name was?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
General-
well, the Dr. Hardy was John Berendino. Was Dr. Was it Dr. Yeah, Emily and Dr. Hardy. Was it not Dr. Hardy? Yeah, Dr. Hardy, right? My favorite.
In General Hospital? Yeah.
What was your character's name in General
Oh, I
Hospital?
know Tommy. Some kid's name. You know.
Johnny Mercer, I'm
Johnny
saying.
Mercer.
Yeah, Johnny Mercer. Some kid's name. Yeah,
Even we knew that.
right. 1963. Wow. I didn't know General Hospital was around that
So
long,
where do
yeah.
you reside now, Butch?
I'm speaking to you from a city called Conway, which is about 20 miles outside of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I did not know that.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, down here I'm scouting locations and stuff. I'm going to be building a big haunted attraction for next season. And I came here a few years ago when the Munsters pinball machine came out. I was touring with the Stearns Pinball Company, and a gentleman who had an arcade here met me in Dallas and invited me to come to a festival that they have here. And Arkansas is full of festivals everywhere. And I like the area. And I came back and we started talking about business, and I found that I enjoyed the area, and you have to have a base of operations, a home base. And Conway is perfect for me. It's got a small town feel, even though it's a city of about 70,000 people.
Right. I love that small town feel.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
you?
me too. Yes.
My God,
Yeah,
it's so
totally.
crowded here. The traffic is
Mhm.
just awful.
Well, and the folks are real sweet. It's very nice. It's pretty. It's the edge of the Ozarks, you know. It's just nice. It's got a very good feel to it, and I couldn't be happier.
Good for you.
Where were you originally from, Butch? The West Coast? Or?
The South Bay area down in
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach area.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you also did a Kellogg's commercial.
Several Fruit Loops, Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes,
Wow. Amazing. And you were on Mr. Ed,
twice.
My Favorite Martian,
I mean,
Once.
classic shows.
Gunsmoke,
Yeah, Bonanza.
Rawhide, The
Once.
Untouchables.
Well, yeah, I did a lot of the single episodic shows
Yeah,
back in
right.
the day. There was only 3 channels. The shows that they had on the air were pretty good quality. They were very dramatic. They had big stars. Movie stars were sort of moving over into TV. Like, to give you an example, I did 9 episodes of The Real McCoys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Mhm.
I did 9 episodes of My 3 Sons. Walter Brennan, Fred McMurray. It was good. Edward G. Robinson played my grandfather on The Detectives, and
Wow.
Wow.
Clint Eastwood was on Rawhide. A bunch of other big stars early in their careers.
Right. Now you've worked with Burt Lancaster, you've worked with Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, like
Wow.
those are big names. I mean, not that your name isn't, you're a big
No,
name
no.
as well.
No, that's true. I worked 14 years, but I'll give you an example. That movie that you're speaking of with Mickey Rooney was called 80 Steps to Jonah, and it was Wayne Newton's first movie. And it had Mickey Rooney, Joe Van Fleet, who won an Oscar for East of Eden with oh God, what's his name? Oh, I'm getting old. But anyway, James Dean, of course, one of his.
You're
3
only as old as you feel,
Wow.
but
Yeah,
so you know.
was in it, and Keenan Wynn was in it. It was a great little movie to be part of. It actually was a very good movie, and I'm still friends with Wayne to this day.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Who is the most, besides yourself, who is the most famous person you have ever worked with?
That's a tough
I mean,
one.
you just named a whole bunch of.
I know, that's a lot.
that's-
That's a lot.
I'll give you an example. Kind of, it's a little off the chart.
How about who's your favorite?
Well, when I was a kid, I met Walt Disney, and Disneyland was like my go-to place. I met him when I was like 7 or 8 years old. But as an adult, believe it or not, when I was doing some Little Caesars commercials about 20 years ago, I became really good friends with Evel Knievel. And
Oh, wow.
Evel
Wow.
Knievel was larger than life when you were a kid on a motorcycle in the 60s and early 70s. This guy was like the go-to guy. He was larger than life. And then
Right.
recently, I befriended a guy who loves 60s television shows, and he's a little guy known as David Copperfield, who's a huge fan of TV back then, and we've become
All right.
friends.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Now you were driving cars for a little while, right? Fast cars. You got into fast cars, no?
Fast women, fast cars. Yes, yeah. It was the 70s. A lot of muscle cars, living at the beach. Gas was 30 cents a gallon, so you didn't have to worry about the mileage.
Right.
But I wanted to be a race car driver, but I didn't have the discipline and the knowledge of how to go about it. So the best I could do was going to the Malibu Grand Prix or the local go-kart tracks and just being the fastest guy on the circuit there. I never really made the leap professionally because I didn't know how.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right.
Do we
right.
sound good to you on your end? You hear us clearly?
What, you're not hearing me well?
I hear a little crackling going
Yeah, we
on
hear you
while
fine,
you're
but-
talking. I can hear you fine, but I hear some crackling.
You want me to put on my earbuds?
That might help.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Anything from his end? Okay.
So while Butch is doing that, oh my God, how exciting!
Yeah,
is
no,
this?
I'm like
This is great.
starstruck right now. Like,
Me
especially-
too. I'm
He's
like,
worked.
I
He's on a
literally-
classic.
I have to tell him when he comes back about my Facebook post what I wrote, that I never thought I'd ever get the chance.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was
Never thought I'd ever get the chance to say that I just got off the
Off the
phone
phone.
with Eddie Munster.
I don't have the earbud. I use the old wire ones, so bear with me. How's that? Much better?
Not
Not re-
much. I still hear that crackling. Yeah.
Not really, huh? Okay. Well, that's
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
could be a
okay. We
connection.
can
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
Just saying hello to a few people. Ed Zrabinski, Ann Rothney, everyone's saying hello. Angelic, hello. He's like, love this show. We love your show too. Anyway,
You want me to switch over to my phone?
I don't know. You
Do
think,
you think
that
it's
would
from
work
him or is it the
better?
connection?
It's
or-
not here. It's not on our end because we
Well, let
sound
me switch over to my phone just for the heck of it, real quick.
okay. Let's
As long
see
as
what
I-
happens.
I wonder if everyone else hears him the same way.
Yeah. Well, how does Butch sound to you guys? at
breaking up,
home?
guys, or
Is
no?
he breaking up, or is it just on our end? Just write it in the comments.
Okay. Studio.
He looks great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. Hold on. And
Oh. Oh, I gotta bring him in.
sound any better?
Yes.
Okay. Let me turn off this. Hold on.
Wow. Yeah. Good call.
Much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay. We'll just do it on the phone.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And you
We
look-
can hear you great.
And you look just as good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
There you
better. There you go.
All right.
Now
So, do you still? I mean, do people yell out to you like, "Hey, Eddie Munster," when they see you out on the street?
Not too often. I try not to wear the velvet shorts and carry wolf whip.
I was just gonna ask, do you still wear it?
So,
do you have it?
no,
Do you
but
have it?
here's what happens. I have the best of both worlds, and here's how it works. Al
Yeah.
Lewis looked like Grandpa with or without his makeup, and he was
Right.
an adult.
Mhm.
Being a kid, you sort of grow out as and when you're a kid actor. Every couple of years, you change radically, so you don't really look the same as you did. And then once you become an adult, you have to really go back. And if I'm wearing a T-shirt that says has Eddie Munster on it, people will look at the shirt, they'll recognize the character, they won't recognize me. But if you then point it out that who you are, they'll compare the two, and then they'll say, "Oh, I see it now."
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
I agree.
right.
Occasionally, people spot it, but that's only because I've been doing a little bit more visible shows and talk shows and Zooms and things like this, where people are in airports and stuff once in a while, more than once in a while, occasionally catch on, and that's fine. Just enough.
Speaking of the makeup, Butch, in the pilot in '64, you didn't have the makeup with the pointy hair, with the eyebrows and the ears, right? You just no makeup, from what I remember.
No, they
Right?
did that. We actually went into production for about 2 days without the Eddie Munster look that most people are familiar with, because
Yeah,
they
right.
stopped it and they go, we've got to do something with Butch because he's not believable as the offspring of Herman and Lily. With the pointed ears isn't enough. So Mike Westmore whipped up some eyebrows and a widow's peak long hairpiece that went in, and then he also created a better Woof Woof doll. So in one big swoop, Eddie became the Eddie you know now, and Woof Woof became a very, very much of a lifelike kind of little Wolfman doll that I was always carrying around, and that's pretty much how it kind of came into play.
Wow.
Do you have anything from then, like the outfit or the doll?
Anything?
That you kept?
I was never keeping stuff. I was never a big collector. I would bring stuff home and give it away. I like to see the joy that things that brought people. And in hindsight now, I have been sort of reacquiring stuff as I come across it, just to have some memories. But no, I really don't. I've got a Munster Coach, and I have the big stuff. I have like Munster Coach and Dragula and Eddie choppers and vehicles. But
wow,
as far as the little stuff, not so much.
So you don't have the velvet suit anymore?
No, but I know where they are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Where are they?
The Smithsonian?
No, I know. There's two of the big super collectors both passed away in the last 3 years, and unfortunately, that was one of the things that several of them were with each of those people. And I do have a friend that's got one of my suits that he just bought a Munster Coach through me. And so if I ever really need the stuff, I know where to find it.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
So one of our viewers, his name is Eddie also, and he's got a question.
Sure.
And his question is, why did they call his sister Wednesday and not Tuesday or Thursday?
Well, you got a problem with that. You're talking about the Addams Family.
Oh, yeah, it's a different show.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's a different.
Ed Zrabinski, are you not paying attention?
Wrong show, Ed.
Oh, my goodness.
I think he knew that, just being a smart guy.
Yeah, there was no sister. I know there was a niece, Grandpa's niece, right?
Yeah.
Cousin
Marilyn.
There
were two Marilyns.
It was Lily's niece.
Right.
All right. Well, not you, Eddie, but Ed Zrabinski, you're fired in the corner. Just saying, you are done. You're not allowed. You're not allowed in this corner anymore.
Butch, was the show purposely shot in black and white? Was that
the color programming didn't come into play until '66? We were right on the cusp of black and white and programming. Everything was in black and white. We were one of the few shows that just ran two. If we had been gone a third year, it would have been in color. And when you look back there, you'll see all the transitional shows from Gilligan, all Bewitched, everything, and it was a big deal in living.
Well, if you look here,
that's true, right?
Here's the black and white.
Sunday
night. There you go.
There's the black and white.
Yeah,
there he is.
Everybody would sign off, and the Disney World of Color was the go-to Sunday night show to put everybody to bed.
Okay, so Butch, in this picture right here, you see the picture I have up?
I do.
God, you were so cute.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Classic.
Who's your favorite to work with out of that group?
Well, they were all very good, and for different reasons. I'll tell you why. Fred Gwynne and Al Lewis were really a good comedy team.
Absolutely.
Right up there with Abbott and Costello and Laurel.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%.
Laurel and Hardy, yeah, sure.
Martin and Lewis type of thing. They were really, really good.
Right.
They both they both helped me in individual different ways. Fred was working so hard, there wasn't a lot of free time for him to do anything other than on camera.
Oh no. Where's Butch? Oh no. There he is. Uh-oh.
Lost you for a minute, Butch, for a second.
We can't hear you.
We see you.
We see you, but we can't hear you. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. We can't hear you.
We see you.
There you are. I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry
You're
about
back.
that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else is everyone
You were talking
saying?
about
Oh yeah. So Al Lewis, I had a chance to talk with, play, have some fun, be a kid with Al Lewis. Where with Fred Gwynne, I learned a lot about acting and techniques, because what they started to do is they really enjoyed the chemistry that we had with our father and son shows. And the people that did the Munsters had done Leave It to Beaver, and they really wrote some funny shows that featured the kids, because they were very kid-friendly script writers.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to take advantage of that. Now, Yvonne DiCarlo, she had two kids about my age, and she was a great TV mom. My mom was actually living on the East Coast with my stepdad, who was playing pro baseball and got traded from the Angels to the Senators. So I
Wow.
literally was my TV family was much more of my my circle than my real family for that time. So, and then Pat
wow.
Priest, I had a huge crush on Beverly Owen. The Marilyn you showed me was Pat Priest. She came in for the episodes 14 to 70. And
Right.
I was very bummed when Beverly Owens left because I liked her so much. But
Why
Pat,
did
Yeah.
Beverly leave?
she was basically hijacked out there. Her agent told her to go out for a week and do the pilot for a paycheck, and the show would
Okay.
never see the light of day. And then it became a hit, and she was stranded in LA when she was from New York. And she was in love with Robert, I think his name was Dave Stone or Robert Stone, David Stone. And he was working for Captain Kangaroo at the time. He was a producer of children's shows who then went on to do Sesame Street. But she was so unhappy that Fred and Al pulled a power play with the producers and told them that if they don't let her go home, they'll quit the show and they won't have a show at all.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
that's how she wound up going back to New York, and Pat Priest stepped in.
Pat Priest, yeah.
Wow.
Pat Priest is what I remember because she was in the majority of the shows, right?
Yep.
14 to 70. Yeah.
So the other Eddie has another question, and this one's a good one. He wants to know, did any of the other child stars, did you know them during that time? Did you hang out with them like they did in, more recent generations? Usually the child stars stuck together.
No, and
Okay.
not in the slightest. I lived a long way away from Hollywood. There were no other kid actors in my area. I would see them on interviews, and I would see them occasionally if we were going to a function together. But there wasn't a lot of publicity and publicists doing the media situation like they do today. It was a much different. I didn't do a Tonight Show.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Oh, no. Wi-Fi issues. Sorry about that, guys.
I've got calls coming through. I apologize.
Oh,
That's
okay.
okay.
'Cause
All right. I had a feeling
I have a
that's
phone. So,
okay.
but no, there wasn't the publicity machine for kids like there is today. But I would have, guest stars on the show. Peter Robbins, who was the Charlie Brown's voice, guest starred once.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Mooney came on as Googie.
Googie, I remember Googie.
Yeah, Brian Nash from Other Thing came on. It was good. I had a lot of kids occasionally coming through, but when there wasn't anybody guest starring, I was the only kid at the Universal lot for 2 years, and but that didn't bother me because I got along better with adults than I did with kids anyway.
Yeah. Wow. That's why you're so intelligent.
I don't know about
You
that.
hung out with adults.
And
So, oh my God.
Charlie's got a cool question.
What's Charlie's question?
Actually, I was curious about this too as well. Is it true that the set was actually pretty colorful, so that would show up better on black and white? I always wondered what the main color of the set of the house was on the inside.
Right.
You can never tell.
It was very gray. It was dark and dingy.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, they had a green couch, but it was covered with dust and dirt and cobwebs, and it was pretty dark.
Oh, wow.
There
Okay.
was the dining room kind of had rose-colored hues to it a little bit, but mostly it was grays and dark. It wasn't colorful at all.
Oh, okay. So what
Wow.
we're seeing is pretty accurate. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. One of my viewers, Mickey Delaney, he just said that Yvonne DiCarlo was hot.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
Very
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
woman. Wow.
That makeup just even made her face, her eyes pop. I remember
Yeah.
as a kid.
What a great
Butch,
show.
The house used for
where
Mockingbird. What's
is
the
it?
number? It's Mockingbird Lane.
1313.
Yeah.
Is it true that right next door to that house was the house to Leave It to Beaver that they used to Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah, there was a street called Colonial Street that was
Yeah.
a row of houses, about 12 houses total, that simulated a typical street in middle America, Springfield or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Mayfield if it was the Beaver's house, or Mockingbird Heights if it was our house, and a few other houses along the way. But yeah, there was a very I think Marcus Welby was out there as well. There was a few other houses, but yeah, it was just a street that you would see if you watch Leave It to Beaver. You'd see the Beav and Wally or some of his friends walking by the old.
Yeah.
Right. They use it as a haunted house in one episode, I believe. Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
no
How cool is
idea.
that? Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Little crossover between two completely opposite universes. Leave It to
Yeah, it was
Beaver.
also used in the movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you were also in 10 episodes of My Three Sons?
9.
9 episodes.
Episodes. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I did Mary Grady, who was my agent. I was like one of her first clients when she broke into the child agency market. Her son was Don Grady, who played Robbie on My Three Sons,
Right.
and Virginia Martindale was the casting director out there. And I think to get me started, I mean, I started with the movie, The Two Little Bears, and then General Hospital, and a few other things. But I think I started off on My Three Sons just as a little boy talking to Fred McMurray. And then they decided when Ernie came on board, I became Ernie's best friend. And I did about 8 episodes always with Ernie from the time I was about 14 through 16.
Wow. Wow. And you were also on Adam 12?
Yeah, a couple of them on the right before I was 15, when I turned 15, and then when I turned 17.
Wow.
You're
Frankie
you're a
boy,
staple of classic television history.
I
What?
wish an amazing career for you in
For-
acting
Oh, thank
like
you.
this gentleman has
Wow, you
had.
could have had 0.5% of it.
Oh
I'd be
my
ecstatic.
God. Wow. I'm actually a little starstruck right now. I
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
to admit. I mean, yeah. So
He's-
I have to know, what did you do on the dating game?
I
And how old were
The
you?
dating game.
He was on the dating game.
was 19. It was St. Patrick's Day, I think of 72, if I remember. 71 or 72, probably 72, because no, probably 71. My hair was really long. Yeah, I went on the dating game, and I told him, I said, the only way I'm going to do it is if I get to pick the girls, because I'm not going to lose on national television and be humiliated. Not that I would be guaranteed to lose, but if you get to pick the girls, you're guaranteed to win. So
Right.
Right.
out really well. And we went to Bear Valley, California for a skiing vacation, 3 or 4 days, which was fun. What happened was during it was 72 because the Sapporo Olympics had just completed, and when they made mention of the Olympics, I thought, oh my God, we're going to Japan. And then it was a big letdown when they said, but you're going to California.
Ah.
But the funny part about it was the poor girl, the chaperone, they sent a female chaperone along, and they put me on the 2nd floor, and they put them on the 5th floor, and they wouldn't let us. It was like really not a fun time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend the dating game dates. The show itself was fun, and but the actual date process wasn't so good.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that
would
was
think
a little
that would be
insight
a
there.
little bit awkward to meet somebody in that situation.
Yeah, same here. Love connection, dating.
Wow. So also at age 19, you were doing some surfing. Did you ever do pro surfing or just as a hobby?
Well, I was doing what at 19?
Surfing?
Oh, surfing. No, I surfed time I was I learned when I was 13 in Hawaii, and then I got a surfboard here in California, and I probably surfed once I got my driver's license. I surfed every day from about 69 to 72.
Wow.
I was 16 to 19 years old. Yeah, I'd get up every morning, check the surf report, and drive down to the beach, whether it was whether it was up or whether it wasn't. It was a ritual.
Wow.
We didn't have the internet like we have today, where you can just check.
Right.
You
Yeah,
have to physically go there.
Isn't the ocean just magical? Like, you don't mess with it, but it's just magical, and it's a magical place to be.
Well, that's one of the things being here in Conway, I'm lucky. I get to travel a lot, and I do a lot of coastal car shows. And I'm a member of a big hot rod club called Dead Man's Curve out in New Jersey. But I make sure that I get to the ocean a lot.
Wow.
It's an important thing for me, and so
Me too.
that is something that I miss a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't you go anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And we will be back,
right back
in
with
2
Butch
minutes,
Patrick.
guys. We'll be right
Hang
back
out.
with Butch Patrick.
Hello, Michael Astor here for Astor Law. One of the most common questions I'm asked is, Michael, how long will it take for my case to be finished? That's a great question. Over the many years we've been handling cases for injured people, we've learned a lot about the insurance companies we deal with. Some insurance companies will make a client a fair offer early on, and we're happy to get our client's case settled. However, others will drag a client's case out until we're on the steps of the courthouse ready for trial, as I am today. At Astor Law, we've been representing injured people in accidents for many years, and we know how these companies operate. Give us a call if you or someone you know has been injured in an accident. We're happy to help. It's a free consultation. At Ask the Law, having a lawyer doesn't cost. It pays. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery. Keys Love Jewelry, stainless steel jewelry for men and women at affordable pricing, guaranteed to never tarnish or turn. And Keys Cutlery, a cut above the rest, specializing in hunting, camping, fantasy, everyday use, and self-defense equipment for your personal safety. Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery are both located inside Retro Relics at 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York. That's inside Retro Relics at 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York. Check their websites out at keyslovejewelry.com and keyscutlery.com. That's keyslovejewelry.com and keyscutlery.com. Got a question? Give them a call. 631-379-1781. That's 631-379-1781. Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery.
And we're back, and Frankie Oso is stuffing his face, and we are joined with Butch Patrick,
Says who?
aka Eddie Munster, is in the house. Welcome back, Butch.
I'm going to show you something. Once in a while, I get a really cool gift from a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was just going to ask you about the doll. That's so cool.
This is a gentleman that Gary Sandrini was his name. Is his name. I'm sorry. And he was working on 3 dolls, one for me, one for himself, and one for Mike Westmore, who is the creator of Woof Woof.
Yeah.
And I recently did the first ever CroftCon up in Orinda, the Bay Area of California. And he presented that to me, and I just wanted to put that on camera and tell him thank you again.
Oh, I love it.
How accurate is that now?
It's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Really?
I've had several of them given to me, and this is the most accurate one by far.
Colors too? Is it
See,
green?
I never knew he
Yep.
was green.
I didn't either.
Well, he is green. He is green. It's a little, the coloring is a little tough to get. It's kind of like a seafoam green. It's got a little more blue gray to it. But he's the likeness of it, and the fact that he's not a doll builder. You know, this is someone who's just a fan.
Yeah, wow.
Created
Oh my
this. Anyway, yeah, that was good to know. And in fact, that we were at a CroftCon. I don't think we've spoken about Lidsville yet, have we?
Not yet, but I have one more question from one of our viewers.
Sure.
And then I think Frank has a question, and then you can talk about whatever you want because it's your show tonight. Somebody wants to know, one of our viewers, the other Ed, he wants to know what kind of money did kids make back then per episode?
Well, I won't get into specifics but I can give you an indication that I was well paid for the money at the time of what everybody else was making.
Awesome.
The big problem was we didn't get any structure for reruns. It wasn't, syndication didn't really exist back then. So unless you were a Jackie Gleason or a Fred McMurray or someone very powerful that could flex your muscles in the contract negotiations, if you just got a standard SAG contract, it was only good for 10 reruns, and then it diminished to nothing. Although the feature film contract, that's a different setup, and you always get something into perpetuity for that. But to answer the question, I'll give you an example. My dad was a professional baseball player.
Right.
I made more money than he did.
Nice.
Wow.
That a boy.
Oh.
So not a whole lot more, but that was, we were fairly well compensated for doing something that we both enjoyed doing.
I know Butch, it plays in 40 countries now.
Yeah.
In syndication. Do you get royalties or no?
No.
You don't? Really?
Oh,
No.
that's horrible.
The beauty? No, it's not. Not really. No. I mean,
Good.
I would be upset.
if you allow it to be a problem, it can wear on you. But I look at it as like, hey, it's been really, really good to me. I have a legion, a worldwide family that I never knew I had. That when I go out, It allows me to travel. The Munsters falls into many categories. When I
Yes.
have a car, I have Munster coaches. I do a lot of car events. I can stay busy doing a lot of the things that normally, how many thousands of TV shows have been made over the last 50, 60 years that nobody knows about. And to be lucky enough to be on one of the, and some people say it's their favorite show, but at least it's in the top 20 or 30.
It was my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. Higher than that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
My brother and I watched it every Wednesday
Rob,
night.
well, Rob Zombie's, it's been remade. Rob Zombie's doing a new movie now coming out in a few weeks on Netflix. That's been an exciting last couple of years during the pandemic. I went in and did my deal right with him for the Munster Go Home Blu-ray video on December of 19. And 2 months later, the country world comes to a screeching halt. Yeah. Everything gets put on hold. And after about 4 months, I got back out on the road with my cars and started doing outdoor car events all over the country through 20, 21, and 22.
Right.
So you are involved with the Rob Zombie Munsters?
What about it?
You're involved with that, with the Rob Zombie. You are? Okay. I wasn't sure.
I was the last surprise. He kept me under wraps until the end, and it was very frustrating because everybody would come up and I had to play dumb about the whole thing going on, and I knew how cool it was going to be, and all these people. It's causing a lot of controversy, and if people would just look at it as entertainment, it's not life or death. Gosh, it's these people get so opinionated over such stuff that doesn't matter.
People are way too sensitive, way too opinionated. COVID just destroyed certain people. They're just not fun to be around anymore. 1983, you formed a band, Eddie and the Monsters. Tell me about that.
Eddie and the Monsters was actually a very cool little thing. I actually had a record career in 71 and 72 after Lidsville with Metro Media Records. I replaced Bobby Sherman when he let him go. And we went on the road with Sugarloaf, which was kind of a big band back in the day. Green 80 and Don't Call Us, We'll Call You. And, but it was fun to be a rock star back then, more of a teeny bop thing for about a year. Did American Bandstand, and it was a fun period to go on the road and play rock star for a year. I recommend it highly for everybody. The problem was sing, and they knew I couldn't sing, and they didn't care. They were going to, I was the original Millie Munster Manilli.
Monster Vanilli.
So I did that, and then that didn't go so well, and I got out of the business and just didn't do anything. But when the MTV came on the air, a friend of mine who had a part of a recording studio in Long Beach called Sound Sorcery, he had been the bass player with Stuart Copeland in a band in Europe before they formed the Police. So he and I decided to do a video of whatever happened to Eddie. I had written the lyrics, and we did the Munsters theme, and we went to New York without a record deal. And this is back when payola in the record business was very much part of the game, and you had to pay for play. We got on MTV without a record deal. We were the first act ever to be on MTV, which was kind of a big to do at the time. And what happened was I noticed that there must be a lot of other bands out there with a video camera who don't have record deals but have videos. So they formed a little TV show called The Basement Tapes, which helped a lot of unknown non-signed deals get some exposure. And I'd like to think it led to helping some people maybe pursue their careers. I'd like to think we helped, but that's how that came about.
Wow. Just amazing. Wow. So are there records out there? Are there recordings out there of you and the band?
Oh, yeah. You just YouTube it. Yeah, whatever happens.
Oh, yeah.
We got to check that out.
Check it out.
Incredible. Now, are you still working in the indie film circuit?
Yes, what I do with the indie films, it's kind of like part of my program of being sober, being of service. A lot of people who are making indie films, they're fans of the show. They write a part for you. They kind of, you might help them with their film festival aspirations. And a lot of people, not myself, but a lot of actors give back a little bit into the industry to try to help filmmakers achieve their goals. And so when my schedule permits and I can pull it off and they have enough of a budget to at least cover my expenses and fly me in, I do them. And I've probably done over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, maybe 10 of them.
Yeah.
Enough to have some fun. And it's kind of like riding a bike. You never really forget how to act. All I ask them to do is please don't throw 3 pages of dialogue at me all at once. Keep it down.
I couldn't handle that.
Reasonable. And even though I'm an actor, there are certain, I won't do off-color stuff and I won't do weird stuff. So it has to be pretty much G-rated stuff, maybe PG-rated stuff, like the Munsters was. But it's funny, I've done a lot of it, and it's been very good for my psyche to be able to get back in front of the camera a little bit. My ego was fine; I never really missed it. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to go back and hear the lights, camera, action.
Oh yeah. Look, he still has the same smile from when
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
7.
Absolutely.
Oh my
I
God,
totally
you're
see it.
adorable, but you really are adorable.
Butch, I wanted to ask a question. I was a big fan of Fred Gwynn. I know that throughout his life, he suffered a lot of tragedy in his life. I know. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I know he lost 2 children, right?
Oh God.
And I think one of them was while they were doing the show.
Yes.
One before, one. Did that affect your relationship with him as a father and son duo on the show? Like, what was your relationship with him like?
We had a wonderful relationship.
Yeah.
Like I say, what they did is they started writing scripts that featured Eddie volunteering Herman for all kinds of things, and him never wanting to disappoint his son. He would always say yes. And there was a lot of shows about the teacher-student relationship gets reversed, where I'm the teacher and he's the student, and we have a lot of father and son shows. There's probably 8 or 10 of them that feature Eddie. They found out that I could handle dialogue, and they found out that there was a good dynamic there of me being short, him being very tall, and having our little father and son talks was part of the deal. So I was lucky that he was a good TV dad, and whenever you have these best TV dad, polls where people vote for him, Herman Munster's always in the top 10. I mean,
Sure.
Dan Connor, and you got Steve Douglas sons, and Bill Bixby from The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Wow,
but
yeah.
Right.
all these fathers, these TV dads, and then Herman Munster was we were a wonderful TV family, very solid. Dinner table stuff. He kept the job. She kept the house. Grandpa got into trouble down in the dungeon, and Marilyn was a student. For love. I mean, just typical family.
Yeah.
Well,
Grandpa was always blowing stuff up in the basement.
Well, there's a funny thing about that too. It's like today you could never get away with Grandpa going in the basement and making go-go pills for everybody.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
could
point.
use some of those right now.
There's a lot of things that the censors that slip through, like that Herman and Lily being one of the first, if not the first family to sleep in the same bed.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like a cartoon. When you have a cartoon series, you can, for some reason, the dialogue and what you can get away with as a cartoon is much more broad than you can get away with the real people. And yet it's still a family. It just happens to be a cartoon family, and they allow you a lot of latitude.
Right.
Yeah.
So now the Munsters, they got canceled because Batman had
right.
better ratings. Really?
Yeah,
I
Batman
would much rather watch the Munsters than
Batman was like an early Marvel studio situation. People loved comic books. And what is Marvel? Marvel is a comic book powerhouse. And Batman, the same mentality. People had that back then. And it was a popular show. It had big star power. It had color, bright color. And the fact that we'd already been on 2 years. Fred and Al were kind of homesick, I think, for New York. The scripts were getting a little thin. The ratings were down a little bit. But it mostly came down to the almighty dollar. Who was going to pay for the color makeup version?
Oh, right.
Nobody wanted to foot the bill. But I believe it had more to do with it just being time to go. And what they did is they decided, instead of making a 3rd season and going that direction, let's make a color feature film called Munster Go Home, which then we can release to the world. And why can we do that? Because then we can sell syndication to countries that didn't know what the Munsters were.
Yeah. How did you feel about it the time when it ended so abruptly? Were you?
I was fine with it. I had no problem.
Yeah?
I was always ready whenever it ended. It was a little surreal because, we had been together, and the last scene of the last night of the movie that we did happened to be at 11 o'clock at night. And it was the last scene of the movie. It very rarely scene as the last scene. It just doesn't work. So that was kind of surreal that we were all saying goodbye for the last time at about 11 o'clock at night. And as we drove away into the darkness, and that's a wrap, and everybody pretty much, everybody was there.
Wow. That's incredible. I know Herman Munster won an award for the most uninsurable driver.
I don't know, maybe.
I love the car. Oh my
I
God.
read that.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
read that. He actually won
Yeah.
an award.
Cool vehicles. That was one of the perks of being Eddie Munster, was the fact that I became friends with George Barris and remained friends with George until his passing. And I was around the coolest cars and
Yeah.
the coolest show and got to ride in it. And I tell you, I was very, very blessed in my childhood because when I wasn't at the studio, I was at the ballpark, shagging flies with major league ball players, and they always treated me nicely because they're big kids anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
true. What man isn't?
To get them coming on the set, it was magical. It was a real good time. I couldn't have asked for a better childhood.
Do you have, Butch, a fondest memory of the show, if you had to say?
Oh, fondest memory. Well, funny, when I did the book Munster Memories, the editor said, we're doing everybody's, what was your memory of the Munsters? And they asked me mine. And I told him, it's not really a Munster memory because that was my job and I enjoyed going out there. But my favorite memory was when I had like 2 or 3 hours to kill and I didn't have to be in school like in the summer. I had this incredible studio to go explore. And my uncle was out horses with the Virginian and wagon train. I go see my Uncle John, or I'd go see Ernie Borgnine and Tim Conway at the Lagoon, or I'd go stage and see what they were building and what movie was imagine having free reign to go wander around and poke your nose and explore the most active, busy studio in probably the biggest studio in the world.
Yeah.
And it was all mine for the taking. And that was my memory. But if I had
blessed.
That's mind blowing.
Of the Munsters, probably anytime the car was being used, I really enjoyed the Munster coach and going to the drag strip and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
So,
my gosh.
One of our viewers wants to know what was your dad's name and the team that he played on again?
Yeah, Ken Hunt was his name. He came up through the Yankees. He was Mickey Mantle's roommate, and he's buried next to Roger Maris in Fargo. They were lifelong buddies.
Wow.
He went to the 1961 during the expansion. He had a very good rookie year with 24 homers and 84 RBIs, and his name was Ken Hunt, H-U-N-T. He dislocated his shoulder with the Angels, and he was traded to the Washington Senators, where Gil Hodges was managing with the likes of not Moose Skowron. We had Frank Howard and Don Blasingame, and we had Don Zimmer. They were a last place team, but it was still in the majors.
Wow.
And you must have had some great times in the baseball world too with your dad. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Jeez.
Good friends with Jerry West and Jim Fregosi. Yeah. Jerry West had come by the house, and
Did you ever meet Mickey Mantle? Did you ever meet Mickey Mantle?
Excuse me?
Butch, I'm sorry. Did you ever meet Mickey Mantle?
No, but he gave me a baseball glove that I then loaned to a kid in Little League, and I never got it back.
Oh no! Jeez, wow.
The Mickey Mantle signed autographed glove I loaned out, and I never got it back, and it's probably worth $100,000.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah. His stuff is sky high right now. Yeah.
Wow. I think I might be a little upset about that one.
yeah, right. Me too. I've got to find this guy. Where is he?
Wow. So you total had 70 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
70.
That's right. Yeah.
That's incredible.
In 2 years, right? It was only 2 seasons.
31 the first year, and then we slowed down to a couple of months, slowed down on the second year to 31.
Wow. Well, I hope we get to 70 episodes.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
We got 10 more.
I think so.
Wow. I can't stop saying wow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were on the Munsters, like Don Rick, a lot of like celebrities, Don Rickles and this person, that person. That's
we had really good early big comedians. Don Rickles, Frank Gorshin, Harvey Korman, Paul Lynn, Dr. Dudley, wonderful character actor. Louis Nye did one of my favorite episodes. There was no shortage of quality guest stars on the Munsters. We were very blessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Is there anybody that you wouldn't work with or choose not to work with, or you just love everyone?
No, I've had nothing but good experiences. I didn't have any problems. I would try to shy away from any kind of a script that had me cry. I wasn't a very good crier. A lot of people can cry like nobody's business.
I can. Yeah, I know.
Make it pretty well, but I couldn't get the tears.
I could teach you.
Fred Gwynn taught me that. He goes, if you can laugh, you can cry.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's
wow.
so true. That's so true. So, do you have any more questions? I know you had one. No?
No, it was about Fred Gwynn.
Okay, I
But-
have one more question. Or do you want?
No, good.
Okay. What kind of cars do you have today? I
Good
can
one.
only imagine.
Oh God, no! I actually, I have my Munster Coach. I have my Dragula. I have my trailer. I have my truck that I tow my trailer with. I have my chopper. I don't really have any. I got a BMW convertible, but that's just pretty much it. As far as my muscle cars and that kind of stuff, that will have to wait until I actually stop driving around because I don't have any place to put everything.
Yeah, right.
But it's the good news is when I decide to sell my cars, my Munster Coach and my Dragula, the money that I'll get from them will I can pretty much be able to buy several nice, cool cars.
So, what car would you buy first?
Probably I try to rekindle my first two cars I ever owned. My first car was a 69 Mach 1 Ford 350
Ooh.
small block, although I wound up with a small block because Mom picked it out. I was getting my driver's license that day, and my dad and my mom went and got the car. So, but it was a nice car. And then I got rid of that. I bought a 427 69 Corvette, and then I had a 6 Mark III Lincoln for cruising the boulevards in luxury. And I'd like to have those three cars back. Those would be, all 69 Vets, 69 Mach 1,
Yeah.
2-seater, 4-seater, and then a luxury car, the 69 Mark III Lincoln.
Nice.
Where do you keep the Munster Coach? Because that's 18 feet long.
Yeah.
That car, right?
Yeah. 22-foot trailer.
22. Oh, it's in a trailer.
He's got it in a
There
trailer.
you go.
Stuff I have a wedge nose trailer that I got fixed up to where I take all my merchandise and stuff when I go on the road with me up in the front. And now and I got another coach being built. I'm getting into the coach building business with my partner at Atomic Ranch in Route 66 up in Pacific, Missouri. We're going to build one car a year of each for high-end collectors.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, good for you. That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Butch, I hate to even end this interview
No.
because I could talk to you forever.
I have
This
so
has
much.
been
Yes.
amazing. I think we should do a part
Mhm.
two.
That'd be fantastic.
Would you
I
love
have so
to
much
do
I
a
could talk
part
about.
two?
We can do it. Let's talk about that. Yes, we can.
Yeah,
probably,
let's set that up. Definitely.
never-
Because
it never even got to Lidsville.
I know
Yeah,
we
right,
have
right,
so
right.
much more
Or
to talk
Croft.
about. The
Croft-
hour just
Croft.
flies by.
The crazy Croft world.
Yes, we need to get into a lot more than we covered tonight
Yes,
for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
It's
thank
great.
you so much for joining us. This
No
was truly an honor, but
Absolutely,
really.
Butch.
I figured I'll sign off with a couple things you'll enjoy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Oh, slot machines.
Nice.
Got
Is that a
slot
Munsters?
machines. Got
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, check it out.
Oh, look at that. That's
I love
awesome.
it.
I love the way you have it displayed there.
Oh, wow.
so anyway,
Love it.
my tidbit things.
Wow, amazing. Well, listen, I will look out for more memorabilia for you because I'm always looking.
What a thrill. Wow.
Incredible.
Thank you, kids.
Thank you so much for joining us, Butch. And
Thank you,
we will
Butch.
I will reach out and we will talk soon. Have a wonderful night.
You're the best, buddy. Thank you.
You're
Pleasure.
welcome.
Bye-bye. Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
Eddie Munster in the house. No, Butch Patrick in
Butch
the house.
Patrick
Because he's
in the
much
house.
more. He was much more than Eddie Munster.
Yes. What
Tons
much more.
more.
Much more. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Bobby, for changing my banner because I'm really like a little loopy right now. That was a lot.
Can you finish my donut? I mean,
Okay.
start my donut?
Yes. Start your
Who the
donut.
hell bit this? You gave me a half-eaten
You
donut?
did.
How dare you?
You did. All right.
I didn't.
All right. We
Rewind
didn't
the
even
tape.
get to do favorite Munster quotes. Oh, goody. All right. Let's move on.
I was going to ask about the phone booth.
Oh,
love the phone booth.
yeah. We have to do who
I
is
could-
in the
yeah.
box. And, oh, time's up. What?
What?
Time is not up. What time is it? It's 9:54. We have 1 minute.
To
We
do
can't
what?
even do who is in the box. Eat your donut. It's National Cream Filled Donut Day. There is no history, but there's apple filled, cream filled, vanilla filled, chocolate filled, Boston cream filled, jelly filled, and of course, the chocolate eclair.
In the name of that, I had to eat. I'm eating the donut. Just
Yeah,
to
he's
make it
eating it.
official.
He's eating it. Oh my God.
That's what you comment, Mickey.
I can't even. We're gonna have to save all of this.
All right.
for next
That was
week,
well worth it.
guys. Wow.
Which was
Thank you,
unbelievable.
Ann, Ed, Joseph Bozzi, Brutus James, Cindy, Mickey, everybody for joining us tonight. Wow, what a great night. It was a great show. Thank you to us. He's dancing again. You see this guy as he's about to knock the desk over.
Imagine it ends right when we cut out.
Oh, we should have done that. Next time.
Yeah,
Hey, maybe we could get him to bring us Rob Zombie. That would be kind of
Oh,
cool.
my God.
All right, guys, we love you. Peace out. We will see you next week. And a quick little announcement. We do have Jackie the Joke Man coming back next month.
Oh,
We're very
yes.
excited.
Jackie the Joke Man,
We
part
got
3.
Christopher Brian Roach coming back next month as
Do we?
well.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
we do.
All right.
We have a great lineup ahead of us. October 5th, you don't want to miss. We've got Rich Pilon coming back
Does he come back
from the New
already?
York Islanders
Yeah.
with Mick Vakoda.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
dying
We
for
set
this
that up.
interview. I'm like
The
hungering for
The
it.
reunion.
I can't wait for the reunion. We're going to decorate everything Islanders. Everything Islanders.
I like my jersey.
But we love you guys. Share
Thanks, guys.
share the show.
Yes.
And we will see you guys next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Strong Island Television. Peace out. Bye, guys. Why are we still live?
To hear the music.
Oh my God.